I feel like I have to speak on this because ever since the PlayStation 5 has came out, PlayStation has been making very odd decisions. You know that PlayStation Plus collection we had? As long as you had PS Plus, you got a fair amount of decent games you get to keep forever. Yeah, that's gone now. Actually, they took that away and now PS Plus costs $20 more with no extra benefits. Surely they're going to supply more games and content if they're going to raise the price of the hardware, right? Nah, we're getting more remasters than actual new games. And like, there's nothing wrong with remasters, but let's take a look at the games they're remastering. Spider-Man PS4, remaster. Until Dawn, remaster. Last of Us 2, remaster. Horizon, remaster. Ghost of Tsushima, remaster. And finally, The Last of Us, remastered for current gen. It's a remaster, shut up, don't argue. Actually, they remastered Last of Us 1 twice. They remastered it for the PS4, and now they did it again for the PS5. Do you guys see a pattern here? Every single one of these games can be played on their latest platform. My understanding of remastering a game was to bring a game from the past generation that you can't play on current gen hardware, porting it to the new console and updating it with the new tech present in the hardware. Why are they remastering these titles when so much of their past catalog is not available, like the Infamous games, the God of War games, and several Ratchet and Clank games? So at the time of recording this video, Days Gone was remastered recently. Days Gone was remastered. We're pretty much paying for updates to this point because they don't have to make a separate version of the game to do this. I just wanted to point that out there. Okay, back to the regular video. Their first demonstration of the PlayStation 5 Pro was showing off Last of Us 2 Remaster, a game that came out on the PS4 4 years ago, and a game they had Naughty Dog remaster a couple months ago. And then now they're telling us all these past versions of Last of Us 2 is inferior in comparison to what the Pro is offering. A game that gets a boost already from the base PS5 and then got remastered. Does that make sense to anyone? Instead of showing off a new game for their Pro version of their base console, they show Last of Us 2. Speaking of the Pro, it doesn't even include the stand and disk drive. The Pro by itself already costs $700. If you want to have all the features the base PS5 have, you're going to have to fish out an extra $100. What I'm getting at here is that PlayStation is nickel and diming the out of us. How they're going about releasing their recent products is not only cheap, but just straight up lazy, with all the repackaging and upcharging us for just basic features. The question is, why have they just been ridiculously anti-consumer? I have two decent reasons. The first because they can. PlayStation has zero competition in the market right now. Their only competition was Xbox, but they pivoted so much since they acquired Activision Blizzard that they're basically going multi-platform. The other reason is PlayStation's new live service push. PlayStation planned to put out 12 live service games, but it's been a rocky start. While they had success with Helldivers 2, Naughty Dog's multiplayer was canceled. Deviation Games was closed down before they can even release their game. Concord was shut down in less than 2 weeks, and then they canceled 2 more games that was from Bench Studios and Bluepoint. So that's like half of their games they plan to release, and only one of them is actually playable right now, being Helldivers 2. I think it's safe to say their new live service push is in the rut right now. This is not even mentioning the fact they're spending at least $200 million on each of their modern single player games. Basically, PlayStation is bleeding money right now, and all this upcharging they're doing is just a result of their shitty decision making. As you guys know, PlayStation raised the price of games to $70 in the beginning of this gen. Originally, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I think it's more relevant now because recently Nintendo raised the price of their games to $80. Everyone is pretty much upset at Nintendo, and yeah, that sucks. I'm not going to defend that, but I think what a lot of people don't realize is if PlayStation wasn't one of the first to raise the standard price of games, Nintendo and other companies wouldn't even think twice about raising the prices to $80 or even higher than that in the first place, as games would have still been $60. The fact is, PlayStation and Take-Two raising the prices of games sets a bad precedent for the market to charge more in the future. That just comes with them being the market leaders. These publishers is going to keep trying to see what they can get away with until something changes. That's pretty much all I got to say for right now. I really hope you guys enjoy the video and try to understand. I'm trying to speak as a longtime fan. If you disagree with anything I said, let me know below in the comments. If you agreed with anything, also, let me know. Catch you guys later.